Welcome to the Green Kitchen. It's a show that celebrates the link between nature, nutrition, and livelihood. In the second season of the Green Kitchen, we are talking about a very favorite comfort food from across the country. It is the Dal Bhaat. Welcome to the show, Pushpesh.
Thank you so much, Vibha.
So today we are going to talk about this dal and this legume variety from Jharkhand area. So this is Javaphool, which is a small grain rice from Jharkhand, and this is Khesari dal, a very notorious dal because it was used as an adulterant for arhar dal. So why is this important?
I remember very well in my childhood and adolescence in the hills in Mukteshwar in district Nainital. We were warned of Khesari dal that this is going to be harmful to you. You will get paralytic, you will lose your speech, you will become you will become an imbecile, and this is supposed to hit your nervous system with very toxic elements it has. To my mind, I think the concern was very misplaced. It was basically vested interests who were dealing with poor dal. Tur arhar is the most popular dal eaten almost all over the country. Sambar is made out of it, and arhar ki dal is used very well in all of Hindi heartland. The problem was that this has small grains which are look-alikes of tur arhar dal. So you can mix it up the cheaper dal with the more expensive dal very easily. So the people who were dealing with arhar dal thought a very innovative way of getting the competition out of the business or the adulterants out of the business by saying that this dal is harmful. As far as the dal is concerned, if you travel around in Chhattisgarh or in Jharkhand, you would come across local people in the rural areas very happily using this dal, and they don't seem to suffer from any palsy or tremor or nervous disorders and so on. The dal tastes quite good. If it's unpolished and husked and sort of milled at home, it is a nice nutty flavor, and it goes very well with any rice which you are eating. We'll talk of the rice which you have chosen this morning differently. And people now have discovered that this dal, under lab some tests have been conducted, has all the nice nutrients. It has mineral content, it has proteins, which are, of course, in India the Dal Bhaat combination is the protein starch combination. Yeah. So nobody has actually discovered any harmful toxic agents in this. And I think if you take reasonable precautions, wash it well and eat it, I don't think you have to worry about it at all.
It's also a very important dal because it grows very easily in drought conditions also. It does not require any water for growing. It grows in fallow land, and yes, it's a good source of food.
Actually, if you take the name, it is called the grass peas.
Yeah.
So the other peas are more expensive, the Egyptian ones and so on. And when you use Khesari dal, people who stayed in an arid area or where the land was not very fertile, this was the easiest lentil they could get. And I think whole beauty of these non-aromatic rice, small grain rice, is that they don't look very good, but they don't break your back when you try to grow them.
Yeah.
So you don't have to worry about the water level falling, the cycle, and they are more pest resistant, they are more, they can withstand more temperature variations. So I think the dal is very good, and we should let people know that look, if you like the taste and if you get it at a reasonable price, it is a very good alternative.
Yeah, it can be used as in many ways other than just cooking as a lentil. You can also make vadas and pakoras out of it, and they taste very nice.
Yeah, actually, you know, if you come to think of it, all the pakoras are come out of a dal, na? The besan comes out of a chana dal.
Yeah.
So all pakoras and kadhi come out of a chana dal. So I see no reason why it can't be used. Yeah. I also think that it would be a great idea to have a small bada dumpling and put it in a vegetable which you normally having a watery gravy, spicy, and you dump it like some people do their vadas, medu vadas in rasam or medu vadas in sambar, and it soaks it up. So the vada absorbs a lot of the liquid, and the gravy, which looks very watery and a poor man's gravy, suddenly becomes more interesting.
Yeah.
And when you bite into this vada or a dumpling, the spicy juice oozes into your mouth, and there's a burst of flavor, so to speak.
We would be preparing a vada using this dal, and which can be consumed with this rice. Let us show you how it can be made. ये
मुझे तो ज़्यादा स्टिकी लग नहीं रहा है, मगर चलिए।
ये आलू की सब्जी के साथ है।
इसी दाल के बड़े को आप केसरी दाल में ही पका के डाल दें,
हाँ।
समथिंग लाइक गुजराती दाल ढोकली। मुझे लगता है ये जवा फूल जो है ना,
हाँ।
ये कुछ विष्णु भोग गोविंद भोग की तरफ ही जा रहा है।
अच्छा।
You could use it for a chila, you could use it for a pancake, you could use it for a batter. Why not use it even for a halwa? If the moong dal halwa can be made, if you're patient enough and grind it, you can have a kesari dal halwa. The name will have to be carefully used. Somebody would say there is kesari halwa or kesari bhaat is there, but stay with kesari.
Yeah.
And I think it's a good dal. I mean, I personally quite like the nutty flavor, slightly with a hint of sourness, not sour.
Yeah.
But halki khatas, if you say. I think people in the younger generation don't even know that there exists a lentil called kesari dal.
Yeah.
They don't even know where it grows, and they don't know the backstory, and they would be very happy to try it out.
Okay. So why this dal with this chawal? This is a Javaphool from.
See, the Javaphool again is an interesting chawal. Now, I think I have always held this, and we have agreed on this, that the greatest damage done to the various rices in this land is by the basmati. We may have been earning a lot of foreign exchange by exporting basmati abroad, and we have got a mystique that basmati is the longest grain rice, it is the most fragrant rice, but is it the most flavorful? We tend to overlook that. And this Javaphool,
Yeah.
it is called Javaphool, I think, to a very interesting reason. Java, the original Sanskrit word is Yava, and the Java is the size of this grain, the rice grain which looks like Yava, and
Which is jaw.
Yeah. Jawar, and then it is not aromatic at all. So it is smaller, much smaller than basmati. It is slightly better looking than katarni, which is used in the same region as an everyday rice, and it again has qualities which have been known traditionally but overlooked by those who have been brainwashed into the basmati bandwagon. It has more protein, it has very low glycemic index, so it is good for people who have a sugar problem. It was supposed to be particularly nourishing because the mard, the water in which the rice was cooked, was given to lactating mothers, and it is supposed to increase the yield of milk. And it is supposed to have vitamins and minerals in all the required quantities of our daily intake. And all it lacks, of course, it has a protein content higher than the white polished rice, but still low. But you combine it with Khesari dal, you probably would have a very well balanced meal, and it would not be a very expensive rice. You also have an alternative name or a similar looking name of the same rice there. You have a Javaphool.
Okay.
Now, jeera is a cumin seed. And this again, if you see, the grain size is like a smaller cumin seed. You don't eat only with your nose. Of course, you eat with your eyes, you eat with your nose, you eat with your crackle, with the ears. You have a tactile feel of a food, temperature and texture. But I think the most interesting thing about rice is flavor. इसका जायका कैसा है? And if it gives you a good mouth feel, it gives you the feeling of satiation. I think this rice I would prefer any day. Like many other short grain rice varieties, it doesn't have the color appeal. You know, there are other rices we have talked about, we'll talk about in the series further, a black rice, a red rice, a pink rice and whatever it is. This poor rice doesn't have the rainbow spectrum. It can't take place in the Pride Parade. But the point is that if you combine this rice with this lentil, you have a very nice, affordable, well-balanced, nutritious meal, which is different. So people should try, to my mind, for the change, break the monotony, get to know the diversity, and also think about the sustainability. So when you are making a meal of this kind, in whatever form you are eating it, I think that is what is required to be done.
So even this rice uses very little water to grow, and there are other varieties of rice in the Jharkhand area which are more water prudent than the basmati.
Yes, of course. I mean, you know, well, on this we have agreed long that basmati is a much hyped rice grain which puts too many demands on the farmer in terms of irrigation, in terms of water availability, in terms of not being resistant to temperature, it not being very hardy against pests and so on. And the moment you start making it hardier, pest resistance, you add fertilizers, pesticides and so on, and whatever merits it has is lost in the processing.
Thank you, Pushpesh ji, for sharing such important information, and we will be back soon with another episode of The Green Kitchen. Till then, enjoy watching. Thank you.